Hey everybody, Juan here, and today we're going to take a look at one of my favorite new toys, the Woxom SlingShot smartphone video stabilizer. Now this one was a happy success story off of Kickstarter, where a team of people over at Woxom were looking at a better way to make a smartphone camera mount. Rather than making it proprietary, like just a solution built specifically for a certain phone like the iPhone or the Galaxy S3, they wanted to make a really high quality universal solution, which would also give people an easier thing to hold on to while shooting smartphone video and stills. The SlingShot is a very flexible two-armed affair, and as you can see, there's a gap in between the two arms, which is then connected to a ball and socket joint, which allows for very creative angles for when it's holding the phone. And as you can see, the design of this is very simple, but is very, very smart, allowing full access to almost all of the phone features while the phone is in the cradle. So hooking up a device like my Lumia 900, you can see that it's doing a fine job of cradling the device. It's not blocking the camera port. I still have access to all of the controls on the front side, and if I need to, I can still charge the device using the micro USB port on the back. And just for a better close-up view, as you can see, the speaker is still exposed. The buttons are still accessible on the top. If there were buttons on the other side, they would still be accessible via these gaps right here in the SlingShot. And there are the headphone jack and micro USB cable are still accessible via the device. And the flexibility of this device is pretty fantastic. Even thicker devices like my Photon, which has a slider keyboard, will fit right into the SlingShot's arms. And as I mentioned in my review of iStabilizer's glass, which has a universal smartphone mount, but this mount isn't quite big enough for phones like the Galaxy Note 2, the Woxom SlingShot is big enough to contain the length and girth of the Galaxy Note 2. Getting it into and out of the SlingShot, though, is kind of tricky. And we can also see that the mount on the SlingShot is a standard camera thread. So you can use the SlingShot's arms on another solution like iStabilizer's glass windshield mount or iStabilizer's dolly, or even on a standard camera tripod. And the ball and socket joint built into the handle is just strong enough to use with small cameras. Obviously, this Toshiba Cameleo is a little on the lean side. You don't want to take this up to an SLR, but it will contain the weight of most of your pocket point and shoots. And what might these rough edges here be? The SlingShot also has one additional trick that I like a lot. Having a handheld solution is all well and good. I like walking around with this. It really does help me kind of smooth out my video. I don't have the two-hand wobbliness happening. But whenever you want to set it down, you don't just want to set it down. You don't want to scratch up your screen. You don't want to, get the back of your phone scratched up or scratch up your camera. And also there are times where you just want to set up a camera and have it video in a stable configuration and you don't have a tripod lying around. The SlingShot has built-in spring steel feet that slide out of the handle's grip, which allow you to set up most phones, and then that ball and socket joint will pivot up, allowing you a stable platform for smartphone video. And while most of the build quality on the SlingShot is plastic, these spring steel feet are very, very rugged. Everything snaps into place. It's a very smooth action, but it's very firm. The ball and socket joint feels like it's got a lot of life built into it. You don't have to worry about it just getting floppy a couple weeks after you get it. A lot of thought and a lot of engineering went into making this SlingShot. And in fact, the Kickstarter was actually delayed for quite a while they were working out all of their manufacturing bugs. And at the end of the day, while it meant that we didn't get our SlingShots quite as quickly as we'd wanted to, we end up with a product which is a very high quality build. So especially those of you doing a little smartphone video shooting, maybe doing a little vlogging or podcasting, and especially as the cameras in our phones are getting pretty good, this is one of those little devices which just helps make our smartphone video that little bit better, that little bit more professional, and I like it a lot. So I would highly recommend checking out Woxom.com if you're looking for a solution to better your smartphone video. As always, thanks for watching, guys. For more gadget news and reviews, head on over to yourtechreport.com, and I'll catch you on the next video.